Good evening, and we begin with what appears to be the kiss of death tonight for a private power project along the Upper Pitt River. A company called Run of River Power had applied to build 7 power generating stations on tributaries of the Upper Pitt. And part of its proposal called for a transmission line to run through Pinecone Burke Provincial Park. But the project ran up against some serious public opposition. And today, the Environment Minister made a decision that could throw up the final roadblock.
Whoa.
It was celebrations all around for environmental groups today, as news emerged that a proposed power project that could have significant impact on a cherished river ecosystem in the Lower Mainland wasn't going to get BC government support.
The Wilderness Committee is thrilled that Minister Penner made the decision to pull the plug on the private power project in the Upper Pitt.
The announcement by Environment Minister Barry Penner effectively killing the proposed Upper Pitt power project was made unexpectedly on Global's noon news today.
I've made the decision that I will not be recommending to my cabinet colleagues or to the legislature that the boundaries of Pinecone Burke Provincial Park be amended to facilitate this project.
Penner's decision not to recommend changing the boundaries of a provincial park to allow the installation of transmission power lines means the project has to go back to the drawing board. And if the company involved wants to proceed further, it will likely be with huge added costs that will likely make the project financially unfeasible.
I've weighed all of those factors, and taking that all into account, I think I'm ready to tell the proponent, save your time and energy in terms of pursuing this park boundary amendment.
Penner had been dropping strong hints in recent weeks that the project had serious problems, but nevertheless, opposition to it had been building for weeks, culminating in a loud town hall meeting last night that saw speaker after speaker blast the proposal.
And I believe this proposal is ill-conceived and would be very damaging to the river and the valley it runs through.
There is no public interest in us being gouged for the price of this power to make others wealthy.
But the Upper Pitt River Power Project is not the only controversial run-of-the-river project being proposed for BC. The government has put out the call for the generation of more electrical power from the private sector, and more than 100 other run-of-the-river projects are in the design stage. So despite the apparent win in the Upper Pitt, environmentalists are still worried.
Yes, Mr. Penner has been able to shut this one down, but that's only because 1,000 people showed up at the meeting. All over this province, from the Kootenays to out in Powell River, all on Vancouver Island, there are power projects, private power projects, being proposed that are just as damaging and may not have the 1,000 people.
But the Environment Minister says everyone should calm down. Barry Penner says his decision on the Upper Pitt shows that just because a project is being proposed, it doesn't mean it's automatically going to get the green light to proceed.
I think that sends a message to other proponents that you better think twice about whether you're going to build your business case on getting a power line through a provincial park.